Hello, and welcome to the NJCTL Field Experience Orientation. I'm Jamie Corns, and I'm the Dean of Students for NJCTL. In this orientation, I want to briefly introduce you to your coaches and then talk about the materials and releases that you'll need to engage in field experience. We'll talk a little bit about how you'll be graded and then go over the course numbers and the specific requirements within the course before taking a final tour of the first field experience course. We have two main coaches, Joseph and Maria. I'm going to give them a moment to introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Joseph Karaoke. I'm a senior program manager with NJCTL, and I'll be the coach for everyone who is in chemistry, physics, middle school math, or K through 12 endorsement. I look forward to working with everyone as they progress through field experience.
Hello, my name is Maria Ceres, and I'm a program manager for NJCTL and your coach for computer science. I also look forward to working with all of you.
Some of you are enrolled in computer science for our program, but not teaching computer science this year. If you're in the computer science program but teaching another content area instead of any section of computer science, I'll be your coach, or I'll be working to help you to be placed with a coach who's best suited to your content area. You can reach us at our first name at njctl.org. Throughout the entire school year, your coaches will be your primary contact for field experience. If you have a question beyond your coach, you're welcome to reach out to me. But typically, you'll only have one coach for both field experience courses to make sure that we maintain fidelity to the program and provide you with optimal support. So let's talk about getting started in field experience and what you'll need for the year. We've made our field experience entirely online, which means that our coaches no longer travel to visit you in your classroom. Instead, you'll be recording yourself teaching your students in the classroom, either one section of PSI or PMI content, or perhaps another section. For example, this year I'm going to be coaching somebody in an English course. To facilitate our online coaching, you'll need to have some sort of a mobile device with a camera. Most teachers choose to use their cell phones, and that worked really well when we've done this previously, but sometimes teachers like to work with video teams or video crews in their school. Sometimes there's a video or tech department, and students can get credit in that course for helping other teachers with these sorts of recordings, and that's perfectly fine if you want to do that too. If you're working on your own, though, to record yourself teaching, a good cell phone camera with some storage would be a great place to start. And we do ask that you have a Bluetooth earpiece or microphone. Those typically don't cost more than $20 or $30, and you can get them on Amazon or at Best Buy. Honestly, a lot of local Walgreens or Walmart might sell those too, but it really helps if you're across the classroom from your cell phone that's recording. It really helps if you have some sort of connected Bluetooth headset so that the audio for what you're saying when you're engaging with students comes across more clearly. You're going to share these files using Google Drive or some other sort of cloud account. Sometimes your school might have a free account for you, but if you don't already have a cloud account, a free level is perfectly fine. You won't need that much storage for these courses. What you'll do is you'll make sure that your folder is shared with your coach, and then you'll submit each assignment as a link to the particular designation within the folder. And you might want a mobile device bracket or some sort of a tripod to hold up your phone. But honestly, we've had teachers who said that they were just as content to lean their phone up against some textbooks. It's whatever you're comfortable with. Since you're recording in your class, you might wonder about recording students. We have a couple of types of permission forms, which we refer to as releases. We have forms for students to get signed by their parents, and we also have administrator forms, just to make sure that your administrator is aware and comfortable that you will be recording in your classroom. On rare occasion, there are some special challenges that come along with trying to record just based on district or board policies. If you have a real concern that you won't be able to record in your classroom, please reach out to me and copy your coach on the email, and we can work with you to come up with the special arrangements so that you can still complete your field experience. Once you have those forms signed, you're going to put those in your cloud storage folder as well and share the link with your coach. In a little bit, I mentioned that I'll give you a tour of the first field experience course, and I'll show you exactly where to find these field experience release forms. They're labeled in a pretty self-explanatory way. So you'll see that if you're in the middle school mathematics program or the Math K-12, physics, chemistry, or computer science, the forms are clearly labeled. Again, if you're in the computer science program or coming to us just to take a field experience course but not enrolled in any of our programs, and you're seeking credit for field experience, there's also a form that's a general teacher administrator and a general parent guardian form. We understand that getting field experience release forms signed by a number of your students can be a real challenge because, let's face it, students don't always return permission slips. We'd like you to try to establish a goal of about 10 students to sign these release forms, or 50% of a given class, whichever is less. If you have some students who just don't sign, on the days that you're recording, you can adjust the students' seats so that the video camera doesn't capture the students, or maybe only captures a shoulder, just not showing any student faces. You can also adjust the camera or block out student faces on video later using some basic editing software if you have those skills. Once you get started in the field experience courses, there are two primary ways that you'll be graded. Those permission slips, unfortunately, don't count for a grade. We just need them on file for legal purposes, of course. The two primary ways that you'll be graded are through written reflections and through video submissions. The written reflections are weighted to equal 25% of your grade, and the video submissions are equal to 75% of your grade. Again, I realize this is small on screen. I will show you where these forms are located in the course when I get to it. And just to clarify if there's any confusion about which course you should be enrolled in, everybody is enrolled in MET 6102 or MET 6104. I understand that you might have seen previous descriptions of courses where it listed course codes like 6702 and 6704 for chemistry. Your transcript is still going to show the course code that's specific to your program, but just like the methods course, everyone's in the same sections online. So let's talk just a little bit about the writing assignments. There are three types of writing assignments in field experience. In both the first and second field experience course, there's a single short introduction prompt to help orient your coach to your needs and your situation, and also for you to reflect on your starting point in the course. When you submit each video, there's 3 videos that you're required to submit in each course, and we ask you to write a short pre-video submission, probably about a paragraph or less, just to, again, orient your coach to what you're teaching in that particular lesson. And then there's a final reflection paper at the end of the course that's about 2 to 3 pages long. As I mentioned, there are 3 video uploads due per course, and these do have deadlines, like the written assignments. Part of our agreement with the State Department of Education is that these videos have to be captured, or the online visits have to be conducted over time to allow the opportunity for teachers to develop and demonstrate growth. So you have to submit them at different points throughout the semester. For the actual videos themselves, though, you're welcome to edit them, and they don't have to be continuous segments. So, for example, say you're teaching a course and there's a fire drill in the middle of the course, in the middle of your class. It's okay to stop the recording and then restart it when you come back in. We understand that. If you know how to edit those 2 segments together, that's great. You can submit 1 link for that video. And if you don't know how, that's okay too. You can submit 2 links and explain. Your coach will easily be able to see that you're in the same outfit, your students are in the same outfit. It was still from that day when you submitted the video. Whether you're using our materials for PSI or PMI, or if you're teaching, for example, English, for which we don't have typical materials, you still need to demonstrate the skills that are covered in our teaching methods course. Your coach will be able to provide a lot of feedback for you there. And I'll show you that checklist that you referred to in and throughout the teaching methods course. And I'll show you how that's the basis for your field experience courses too. If you don't demonstrate the teaching methods that we need to see, you may be required to resubmit a video, because you might recall from those rubrics, and I'll show you in the courses, you can receive 100, a 90, and 80. Below that will require you to redo a video and resubmit it. Finally, at the end of each course, we ask you to submit a reflection paper. After the second field experience specifically, we schedule a debriefing session between you and your coach. If you feel like that's something you need at the end of the first field experience, you're welcome to request it, but it's not required. I'm going to go ahead and take a moment now to show you the beginning of the course. You should be able to see my screen now. Whenever you log into MET 6102, you'll see there's an image at the top. And we'll just remind you that there are 4 tabs across the top of each course. There's a background tab about the course that explains the materials you'll use, any prerequisites, and there's an overview of how you're graded, a review of the pedagogical methods, the course learning outcomes, and a reference to any course materials that you need. Here is where you can find, again, a list of materials for the video recordings, and where we mention if you wish to use the textbooks that you relied on from the methods course and your previous content course to help to guide your experience in this course. At the top of this course, prior to Module 1, you'll also see all of the resources that I mentioned. This link to the mandatory field experience release forms. The screen should look familiar to you. It's the same forms that I showed you a screenshot of in the PowerPoint. You can click to see the written response and video rubrics in more detail on your own end. And you can zoom in, certainly. You'll see the written reflections and the video submission reflection rubrics. If you struggle with technology or you're not sure how to use cloud storage to share a link, we have a short how-to video that we created that's shared right here. That teacher self-reflection checklist from the methods course is continued into this course, the same resource that we refer to repeatedly. You'll be asked to reflect on it, so if you don't go back to methods, you can get that here. The presentation that I just shared with you is now available, linked at the top of the course, and then there's the standard link you've seen in all of our courses that links to the student handbook. You'll see that this course, as well as the next, actually, Field Experience 2 has just 5 modules, and you'll see that the deadline for each module is listed next to it. These deadlines extend through the school year, and again are designed to help you to space out your assignments to give you an opportunity to demonstrate growth throughout the school year. Each module, like in all courses, has a topic overview, a list of what you can do to be successful in the module, the learning outcomes, and there aren't any required readings for you. You can simply refer back to the required readings from methods if you need a refresher on anything like social constructivism, formative assessment. And finally, you'll see the assignments. They're listed with due date, and they'll explain what you need to do. If you click on the link, for example, your Module 1 reflection, if you click on it, you'll see exactly what your prompt is so that you can answer it and submit it for a grade. So again, these are the materials in the course. This is a brief overview. We hope that this was helpful to you as you go ahead and get started. And if you have any questions, again, you're welcome to email me, Jamie, J-A-M like Mike, I-E, @njctl.org, or email either of your coaches.